Nannybag. Matthew, take the stage.
Hi. Hi, Dragons. I hope you're happy to be here, because I am. Today, I'm not here just to speak about Nannybag. I'm here because we want to change the way people travel. Everything started in 2015 when I went to New York. I rented a flat on Airbnb, and for my last day, I had to leave the flat in the morning, but my flight was only at night. And I was stuck with my luggage. It was cold, it's New York, and I couldn't enjoy freely the city. So when I came back in France, I decided to analyze the luggage storage market, and I saw that in France, for example, you got 3,300 train stations and only 8 with lockers. And you have the same problem in main cities, main countries in Europe, also in US and in Asia. That's why, in 2016, we launched Nannybag. So we allow travelers to store the luggage in local businesses. So it can be stores, restaurants, hotels, etc. And on the other side, we allow local businesses to monetize the free space, so they can earn money by keeping luggage, but also they can generate more traffic, so they can make additional sales. And the registration is completely free for them. The business model is really simple. We do 50-50 with local businesses. So how does it work exactly? So for example, if you want to store your luggage in London, in King's Cross Station, so you just go on the mobile app, and for example, you want to store your luggage next Friday from 11 to 5 o'clock, and you want to store one piece of luggage is OK. So you click on Next. So you got all the location we have in London. You take the location very close to the train station. So this is the store. You got the opening hours. You got also the price detail, the service provided. You can check all the reviews from other customers in different languages. If it's OK, you just click on Next. Then you can add another luggage. You can, another person can retrieve your luggage, and also you got some info about your booking. You click on Next, and then you pay. You just book luggage storage in 30 seconds on Nannybag. Some KPIs. So we launched the company 4 years ago. We kept around 500,000 luggage, and we plan to keep 1 million luggage next year. So we got quite a good traction. The service is available in 250 cities in 25 countries, so mostly in Europe, US, and now in Asia. So we've got office in Paris, London, Montreal, and now Singapore. We got 4,000 locations now to drop your luggage. And we made, since the beginning, a big focus on customer service. We know that if we don't do a good brand value right now, we will not be the first one in the near future. Just a few words about our ecosystem so you can understand who works with Nannybag. So we got partners to develop the network. So we got Accor Hotel, for example, in Europe, so hotel chain, Jinjiang for Asia, and also UPS Store to develop the North American part. And also partnership to get customer. So for example, Airbnb experience in Paris, Lucky Homes, just bought by Airbnb actually, to work with property managers, and also some airlines like EasyJet. And we connect also our APIs to big players like Amadeus. So I'm not here just to speak about the luggage storage industry. We are here because we need to speak about travel trends. That's why Phocuswright chose us to be here today. And every time when I go in US, especially in US actually, and I see some investors, they ask me every time the same question. OK, Matthew, why do you wake up each morning with this motivation? What is your massive transformation purpose? And today we want to create a breakthrough value, and the next service will be quite amazing. So I just spoke about the luggage storage industry. We know that it's a huge market, a large market. We don't need to prove it. It becomes already a habit in the travel industry. But now, we want to eradicate the luggage pain point from your head. That's why we just launched the door-to-door service. So what is it exactly? It's quite simple, actually. So for example, if you plan to move from New York to Paris, tomorrow, you can leave your home without your suitcase, and when you will arrive in your hotel in Paris, at the check-in time, your suitcase will be waiting for you in your room. Exactly the same thing when you will come back in New York. It's quite amazing. That's the way we want to change the way people travel. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. Take a seat in the stool.
Well, how much does that cost?
Actually, it really depends of your departure and your destination, the weight of your luggage. The idea is to have a price equal or lower than the price provided by the airline. And it's possible.
So clearly this is a market. You don't have to prove it the market. But it's interesting. This is like the micro of the micro, right? This is an individual traveler with their individual bag at an individual post office. How are you putting in place quality with a consequence of them losing all their stuff? So how are you putting in place the quality control mechanisms, the customer care mechanisms that you can do, which is financially viable, but also goes to the micro of the micro, an individual traveler's individual bag at an individual store?
So where we get directly individual, you mean?
Well, how are you, it's a huge consequence to the traveler if this bag goes missing. But but you've got to deal with an individual bag at an individual store for individual traveler. So it's a kind of a very micro task to make sure the quality works, that there's customer care in place, that fulfillment works. So how are you at scale going to be able to keep a track of all this and,
it's really
and manage the quality?
Because if you want to scale quick, we need to have the same kind of customer care and quality of stores. So today, for example, we automatize everything. We need to scale, so we need to automatize everything. So for example, with stores, we ask customers. So for example, you ask 100 customers, okay, do you have stickers on the window? Did they put a security seal to secure your luggage, etc.? You ask the question. If you got only 30% of these customers who say yes, there is stickers on the window, you can imagine that it's not true. So you send automatic notification to the nanny through SMS, mobile app, etc. Please put stickers on your window because travelers have difficulty to find you. And when the 30% becomes 35, 40, 50, etc., you can imagine that the nanny, the location, made the change. So you can clean all your base, all your network, using your travelers community. That's the idea.
I agree, and the review is a great sort of way of detecting problems that have occurred in the past, but you've still got to deal with that problem, that traveler who turns up and their bag is gone, or their bag is busted, or their iPad is gone. How are you sort of solving that micro disaster problem?
We don't have a cold start, actually, with travelers, because now it works. What we do, we ensure each transaction, for example, with AXA, against everything. So that's the first thing. And also, we secure all nannies, so we decide which kind of nanny we need to have, and we have a strong process to validate all nannies. And also about travelers, for the safety, it's really important. We know each traveler, so we know the name, first name, identity, etc. When the travelers come to the nanny, he needs to show the booking and also an identity card. And the nanny has a right to make a visual check of the luggage. It's an obligation to work with hotel chain.
Are there any security features that are implemented at the time of storage, right? When I was a kid, I had a diary. When I put my diary away, I'd put a piece of my hair on the diary so that I could see if my mom had looked through it. Are you wrapping a bag? Are you putting a sticker on there that somebody has to break to get in the bag, right? Security asks if you've been in possession of your bag at all times. Did you pack it yourself? Have you had it with you at all times?
Actually, we don't wrap the luggage. There's some companies like SafeBag who does it. No, we just put a security seal to secure the luggage. It's impossible to open it. And when your transaction is finished, you just cut the thing automatically, and it's done.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
You'll be trapped.